Well, this little valley seems nice. You know what? I think I'm absolutely going to get myself a little gray cat, because I could put the gray cat in the freelancer and then come out here and fly around, or, drive around on that little gray cat. It's not super fast. There's nothing special about it really, except that it's tiny. It's kind of fun. I will have the cyclone here pretty soon. Ooh, that was not level ground. Yeah, look at this though. So, something we've talked a lot tonight, something we haven't talked a whole lot about, is the actual topic of the stream, which is will-o-wisps, or at least my favorite story. So a will-o-wisp is a magical entity, I guess, from folklore. It resembles a flickering lamp, and it lures travelers from safe paths at night. You can think of it sort of like a siren, but instead of singing a song, it's just a flickering light that you can't help but be drawn towards, and it can draw you out into a bog or a swamp or a marsh or someplace where it's, unsafe at night, easy for you to sink or drown. And so we can kind of break down the name. So a wisp would have been a stick with paper or hay or something like that would be used as a torch. You would call that a wisp. And so will-o-wisp, or will-o-the-wisp, it's will as in William of the wisp. So you see the light out in the marsh, and that light is the wisp. Did I know that your mom has a picture of orbs going through by the ocean on her phone? Well, of course I didn't know that, but that's pretty cool. So that might be something related to what we're talking about. It definitely sounds exactly like a will-o-wisp. And so that would have been William of the wisp. So it'd be William who is holding the wisp being the main thing that you're looking at. And they go by plenty of other names. There's Foolish Fire, Friar's Lantern, Hinky Punk, the Lambent Flame, Corpse Candles, and Jack-o'-lantern. That is where the term jack-o'-lantern comes from, because sometimes the story is about Will, but sometimes it's about Jack. So Will of the Wisp, Will of the Torch, or Jack of the Lantern. They're known by many names. If you see them in a graveyard, they're called ghost candles, which is a really cool name, I think. And the reason why there are so many names is because there are versions of will-o-wisps virtually everywhere in the world. I mean, they're all over Europe. I mean, Europe is just thick with the will-o-wisp myth, but you can find versions of it in Scandinavia, in South America, Asia, Australia, North America too. Everywhere in the world, you can hear stories about will-o-wisps. Doom, that's He's got a great example there. Even his mom has seen a will-o-wisp and captured a video on her phone. And these stories are not new. The first time that they were written down was in the 13th century, so 1200 something. And even then, they were old news. It was just the first time somebody had written it down. Like they're very, very old. Some people say, and Doom, this might be of interest to you, that will-o-wisps congregate around buried treasure. And the only time that you can access that buried treasure is when the wisps are present. So if you see them floating over an area, you got to get over there while they're there to dig it up. But also that really plays into the main thing will-o-wisps are known for, which is luring you to your death in a swamp. Ultimately, I think that's it. It's pretty it's a pretty simple concept to grasp onto. I think that everybody's heard of them at some point or another. But I think of all the stories that I've heard about will-o-wisps, there's one that's my favorite, and I want to share it with you. The time had come for old Will the Smith, and being the scoundrel that he was, the devil came to lead him to the depths of hell. But you don't get by in life the way that Will did, for as long as he did, without being a bit crafty. So when the devil came to Will, he thought on his feet, and he said, "Okay, I'll go with you, but let me buy one last drink." And the devil agreed. And Will said, "But I've got no money." The devil scoffed and then shapeshifted into a coin to pay for Will's drink. He said, "Oh, thank you, kind Lord." And he picked up that coin and slipped it into his pocket, where he also had a crucifix. And the devil hollered in the way the devil only can, but he was powerless in the presence of that crucifix. Will shrewdly struck a deal. He would live 10 years longer in exchange for releasing the devil. So, after 10 more years of unpaid bar tabs and shady business deals, 10 years to the day, Will was paid another visit, and he said, "Okay, devil, I've had my fun. I'm ready to go with you this time, but I just want to say goodbye at my mother's grave." The devil permitted him this. He said, "Oh, but my mother would be so ashamed if she knew the devil himself were here to take me. Would you please hide yourself? I think the best spot would be right up there in that tree." Devil's patience was clearly tested, but he humored Will. He climbed up the tree. And what a mistake that was, because no sooner did he climb up in that tree, but Will carved a crucifix on the tree, trapping the devil once again. The devil cursed as only the devil can, but again was powerless. This time he agreed to leave Will be. He would not come back for him. So Will lived out the rest of his days, quite pleased with himself, and when the end came, he was not met by the devil, but he was also not met by an angel. So he journeyed alone to the gates of heaven and found nothing but ridicule. A man like him had no place in heaven and no place in hell. He called forth the devil and asked for admittance, and the devil laughed as only the devil can. "You've no seat in my kingdom. But here, you can have this single ember to light your way as you walk the shadowy twilight of earth for all eternity." And so that is what a will-o-wisp is. That is Will walking forever, holding his single ember to light his way. I'm glad you guys liked it. It was mostly the traditional Irish version, although typically the Irish version, instead of being Will, he would be named Jack.
Engines off. Engines on. Launch sequence complete.
Looks like my ship kind of drifted a little bit there.
Landing gear up.
The Aurora MR, right? The rescue vehicle. By the way, I put that video up on YouTube. So if you go down into the info tabs below the video and click on archive, that goes to the YouTube channel. And the video of your incredible rescue is there. Meet at Levski? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.